Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to a surprise stream. Told you we may do a couple here during the in-between period before the next year. Nothing scheduled, but we may pop a surprise here and there. You never know. Wait a minute, I know I hit the pause button and it didn't want to pause the music. All right, so today we're going to fly where we left off with Sim Air Force at the graveyard. Aircraft graveyard, Air Force graveyard, if you really want to get technical about it. There in Tucson, Arizona, Davis Monthan. We're going to head up to an unusual character, as you might see down below, Beale Air Force Base. Wonder what flies out of Beale. How about TR-1s? Otherwise, a modified version of the U-2s. However, we won't see any because they're really not modeled for the sim. Nonetheless, that's where they're based. So we're going to have a fun flight today. It's short, kind of short. From here to there is about 700 miles, so it's relatively short. Let's put it in those terms. All right, so let's hop up in the office and let's get ready here. I'm kind of still getting things up and going here. We are in, okay, let me kind of set the stage here. Because some of you might be coming over from that other sim to see what we do over here at X-Plane. Well, we don't really rape all of that money out of your bank book, which pretty much is dry right now, thanks to the hubbub of Christmas that people have created for it, instead of worried about the reason being Jesus and not the big old dollar. I'm trying to do it as sensitively as I can. They're not worried about Jesus. They're worried about how much they can spend on everybody so they can go, look at me. Instead of, this is about Christ this time of the year. However, X-Plane kind of takes that side. They don't take all of your money like the other sims do, because they're getting ready to upgrade. When they upgrade, you're going to pay that hefty price for the upgrade. Oh, and then you got to update all of your aircraft that are payware, and they're pretty generously going, give me that money. You can't have that money. We need that money. And X-Plane isn't that way. X-Plane has some great developers like ZIBO here. Boy, it took a long time to get to that. Boy, I'm going to have to work on that. Who doesn't take a dime? They have created a phenomenal 737. I might even add that it's better than PMDG. And I know what PMDG was. I used to fly in that world. I'm going to put this up against it and say I'll bet it's better. Besides the fact it's free, oh, I can hear some ears hurting after hearing that. After how much they paid to get to where they are with PMDG. It's free, folks. And I want to just say to ZIBO, thank you, thank you, thank you. Merry Christmas to you, and thank you. Because the amount of what this plane, it may update a lot, folks, but I hate to break it to you. Those updates are phenomenal. This airplane, you're about ready to see some of the neat things it can do. I'm not sure if PMDG can, because last I heard, PMDG just updated to give you that. We've had that since X-Plane 11. So they may have some neat little razzmatazz too, but you know, it all comes down to what you can actually do for the price tag. And I'm sorry, ZIBO, just get ready for it, folks. I don't even know all of the hidden intricacies of this plane, and it blows me away every time I fly it. So that is what we're in today. Don't want to waste too much time in this intro on that, but I just wanted to let you know this is free. versus, well, what the other people charge. All right. So let's get into this, and let's do a quick pre-brief, and I'm going to try. I said this last time, folks. It's going to be quick, down, dirty, and, well, still took an hour to get airborne. So we're going to try again. Just making sure everything's up and going here. There we go. So I hope you all enjoy. Again, we're going from Davis Monthan here in the Tucson, Arizona area. It's home to the Air Force, to the military, because I do believe there are a lot of other aircraft in here from the other services. So the military's aircraft graveyard. Sad place, but cool place. Hawker 125, welcome in. Thank you for being a part. I knew you couldn't run away from a Boeing. Well, I'm glad to have you, and I hope your family and all of your families out there, folks, y'all have a Merry Christmas. This is the last one into Christmas. Yeah, I'm one of those that has to work Christmas. All right, so although as tempting as it is, I will be working Christmas. All right, so let's do it, folks. Let me get in here, find Sim Toolkit, get it up here, and let's get to work, shall we? Go to Flight Planning, go to Load Sim Brief Data. There's our route. Oh, you're going, what? Huh? Here, let me do Fly Now. That'll make more sense. All right, so here's where we are. Here's where we're going. Why are we taking this very long, elongated route? Well, there's this thing called the, it's one of the test ranges. For right now, may 58 years old be better to you on your memory than China Lake than it is for me. And China Lake and Edwards Air Force Base test areas, we go around. Now, technically, being a military airplane, we could fly through it. Oh, yeah. And technically being I'm with a virtual special operations group, yeah, we're cleared to go through it, but we'll play nice because the controllers, they get real jittery. Oh, my gosh, you're going to go through and see things you're not allowed to see. I'm on a simulator, folks. How am I going to see things? I don't think I'm going to see a UFO, although there was a sim that did have a UFO over Area 51. But they're really jittery about that, folks. So much so, one controller, when I was up in Vegas a couple of years ago, held us on the ground 45 minutes while he explained to a King Air, I can't clear you through the Nevada test range. Why not? Why not? I still haven't figured out why he couldn't. But anyway, so they get real nervous. Oh my gosh, she's going to go through the China Lake Edwards Air Force Base area. Wait a minute, I'm military. So let's get into it, shall we? We've had enough fun. Loadout for today, 35 people on board. Cost index 57. 40,000 feet they've cleared us to today. We'll see if we can get up there. This ought to be fun. Payload's 8,050 pounds. I don't even know if the tires are going to come down any with that kind of weight. Zero fuel weight, 99,944 pounds. I don't think I've ever flown a 737, supposedly, quote, quote, with a load, under 100,000 pounds. We're going to do it today, folks. We're almost going to have more fuel than we do people. Actually, we do. 17,399 pounds worth. So, ought to be a fun run. So, there's our route right here. And if you want to see it in the chat box, here it comes. So, you can look at it there. We're going to be showcasing a lot of the neat features here of ZIBO. Mainly to make those of you in that other world jealous. Just kidding, folks. I poke a lot of fun at it. They deserve every ounce of it. But y'all enjoy. To each their own. Winds are currently here in Tucson out of the southwest, in the southwest. 10 statute miles visibility. You know, this is the first time I've actually seen in a METAR and on the windscreen match up drizzle, rain, drizzle. Few clouds at 2,800 feet, 4,300 feet. We got a couple more to dodge. 5,000 feet, we go through with an overcast layer. Over there at Beale, clear skies, 10 miles visibility, currently no wind. We'll see how beautiful it is when we get there. And I'm going to go ahead and pre-file my flight plan so it's ready to go. So we're just waiting. There's VATSIM waking up. Oh, we're a little, how about we go 18. Blink. All right, just working on the time. Alternate for today, folks. If you didn't know, San Francisco. And we're performance index C, Charlie. Go. Filed. Maybe was thinking about it. It filed it. All right. And I better get a couple of other things squared away. Bear with me a second here, folks. I just realized if I don't, this could be a fun flight. Not that one. Hang on. Oh, crud. I love when I do this. All right. Where are you? My ZIBO tab. There we go. Because if I don't, things are going to start popping up that are incorrect. There we go. All right, the big one's taken care of. I'll just get the others rolling, come back to them later. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. I wanted to get going and I was starting to feel the press of time hitting me and thought, you know what, let's just get on air, fix some of this as we go. All right, so there we go. We're pre-filed with VATSIM. Only thing left to do is start up ACARS. We'll get that here in a moment. But you can see I can file any of the networks you can fly on up here, IVAO, VATSIM, and Pilot's Edge. Not sure what happened to POSCON. Maybe I took it off. Who knows? But then you can also file it directly to each of the different makers of airplanes out there. And it doesn't matter what sim, folks. All right, and let's go ahead and get on this. First off, let's do this real quick. Okay, again, there's our routing from DMA out to BAB. Planning to take off runway 12, land on 33. We'll see how all of that transpires. And currently we are parked pretty close to where you would think we are. Base operations, where the people come on. There is one thing I want to note it doesn't say on here. The X-plane parking map said something about visitor parking up here. Don't know. I thought that was A-10s. So, with that in mind, folks, let me kill There we go. And we'll get rid of this, as well as some toolkit, and let's get into it, shall we? Because this is kind of the fun part, folks. Oh, it's always fun, the flying part. All right. First off, on the checklists. Well, one, you do have checklists here, right here. You can go through, walk through them, get your stuff that way. I actually run with one called the ZIBO 800X Concise Checklist. Little easier, little quicker to get through. There is another one out there, and I think it's pretty close to the checklists here in ZIBO. You can also see your frame rates right here, and real quick, right here tells you the current version you're in. So those curious and watching, we are in the release candidate 7.4 for ZIBO and X-Plane 12. Now there's a couple features here. I don't know how to turn on and off because I thought it would be right here. So I'll have to kind of watch for them as we go. All right, so first thing up, battery. Let's get up there and check the battery switch. Battery switch on, standby power is on. Very easy to tell two ways. One, the guards are down. Two, all the lights are on and nobody's home. No. All right, so there's your ways to know that. Standby ground power. We are established, so we're going to switch the AC/DC switch. Go ahead, Hawker. Enjoy the music in the house. Wake them up. And then we're going to get the IRS up and running. Not the government agency, but the inertial reference system. While we're here, let's check the flight recorder. Flight out. How about mock airspeed warning test in case we go over it? Wouldn't that be fun if that's what that meant? Okay, passenger oxygen's normal, 3 green on the landing gear. System has plenty, EECs are on. This stands for, by the way, folks, electronic engine controllers. Basically, when if say you're at the end of the runway and you're ready to take off and you want to play Tom Cruise in Top Gun, smash it to the wall, all the way full, the engines will come up in a way they won't get damaged because you did that. Sorry, Tom. Gotta poke fun at some things I see on the big screen. Anyway, up here, these lights only come on when your reversers are on. They're not on. The reversers are not on. Dome lights off. Service interphones off. We're in a line. We show a line. So let's go to nav. Now, one thing I do before I start the alignment, I move the switch to heading status, HDG/STS. And what you're going to get here is how many minutes to get aligned. 5 minutes. So it helps you out because you don't get it anywhere else, folks. And I always wondered for the longest time, how the heck do I know that? It was right in front of me the whole time. And I can already hear some of you going, are you kidding me? It was that simple. Yeah, that's what I said too. ELT's armed, and I tested the devices, worked good. All right, moving on down with the IRS, aligning cabin and utility powers. This switch on, IFE on, equipment cooling on, no smoking coming on, fasten seatbelts, we'll keep in auto, we'll turn it on here in a second. Emergency lights armed, guard down. Exterior lights as required, logo and position lights. The position strobe steady light here, folks, this is a 3-position light switch. Middle is off, up you get the strobes and your normal wingtip navigation lights, green, red. All the way down, you just get the green, red. In case you didn't know. Do a quick check. Good test. Good test. All right, and moving on down. Anti-collision lights. Okay, private pilots, this plane's going to confuse you. We know in Cessnas and Pipers, anti-collision lights are actually your strobes out on your wingtips, unless in the last 40 years they changed the name on that switch. And then you had what was called a rotating beacon switch, or something close to that name. Beacon, rotating beacon, whatever. Not in Boeing. And I found pretty much after you get out of the little, I guess the baby planes they're calling them in the commercial world, you get into the grown-up planes. They turned the names around to strobes, and the anti-collision light now is your red rotating beacon. So just to help you out with terminology, you have to get up to the big planes to understand that, I guess. Sorry, gotta have a little fun here, folks. Come on, it's Christmas. All right, so the window heat is on. That's up here. And now we get to put in the IRS information and the airport reference position. Okay, and see, it's even asking for it. Wow, isn't that nice? Let's click FMC. Nav data looks up to date. Now this, folks, updates next week. If you're with NavGraph or whatever the other sim uses, and you want to stay, as you say, I am as real as it can be in the plane. Well, make sure your nav data is real. Some of you don't fly with it updated. I've seen it. So I know where to look for it when you guys go through your FMCs. All right, so there we go. So 30 to 27 December. Let you know when. Position. Here lies so. And let's see who knows that movie. All right, there's DMA. Now, if you know your gate, you can put it in. I actually never do. I'll be totally honest on it. I'm going to rub some people wrong here later, but you can rub me here. I don't. Okay. Now, today is the 23rd, so that's an odd day. So what I do is I take the left side of switches on the odd day and the right side on even days. So we'll do this one. You could do pilot flying, pilot, left seat, right seat, who knows? So it's established. Shoot, I did that wrong. Sorry, folks. And let's go back and plug it in. All right. We have come to that part where ZIBO departs where you all think, well, this is just like any other default 737. I don't see anything important about it. Get ready for it to rock your socks off. Or at least rock your mouse a little bit. All right. So we've gotten to the point where we need to fuel the aircraft. So let's first do that. Come over here. But we're going to come down here. Let me explain why. Normally you go here if you don't have... Read the documentation on it, folks. I'm not going to go through how to do it. Normally you would go here to set everything up. I'm going here. Then I'm going to click to page 2. Then I'm going to click from my OFP. What is OFP? Operating Flight Plan. This is created in SimBrief. It's free, folks. You don't get to hear that word, especially in that other sim. Free. You got to set a couple little things up so that the files go to the right place. But when they do, you just click Load, Activate. Guess what happened? Yeah, nothing. No. Look at that. It's already beginning to open things up on the plane. Just put the stairs out. In a few seconds, it'll open up the cargo bins. And soon the crew will begin setting the plane up. Okay, so 25 people, 105 pounds of cargo. 99. Oh, and did I mention the fuel truck got called? We're now fueling. If we go back, it's going to tell you the status of where we are. Now you can hear them clunking around behind us. I am now on the clock, folks. Okay, so while it fuels, I don't have, as soon as it's done fueling, I can then turn the APU on. But we can continue on without the APU. All right, so the probe heat, that is on. Anti-ice, that is off. Engine hydraulics, we have the A, which are the actual pumps on the engine. B, which are, I'm sorry, let me say that again. A is the right side, B is the left side. And your electrics and your hydraulic. We turned the electrics on or off. We left the engine ones on, folks, because they turn on and off with the engine. All right. Lost my place in the checklist. Oh my goodness, what do we do? Better start back over. No. Fuel pumps, they are all off. Up is off, down is on. Trim air on. Recirculators auto. Packs auto for the moment. Isolator valve open. And our continuous airflow in the cabin and the cockpit all in the auto position. Okay, we are now fueling. We can put our cruise and landing altitudes. 41? What is our landing altitude? You know, I don't really know. Didn't write it down, folks. – 113 feet. Let's go with 100 and go ahead and turn the fasten seatbelt sign on, and we can get into, now let's see where we are first. We're 81% full, cargo's fully loaded. As soon as you hear all of that clanging and all behind in the ears or in your speakers, they'll start loading passengers, and they straggle. 25 people, you know, they got to stop and talk to, I think they stop and talk to the trees and the bushes, how long it takes them to get on an airplane. Well, maybe they're stopping, that's right, they could be stopping at the bushes. We'll just leave you to conjure up what they might do. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start in now. Here, we kind of eluded. We're about to have some fun. We got the airplane taken care of. He's fueling it. If you don't believe me, the numbers are rising, and there he is. Now, the neat new feature that came in 6 point whatever is the ability to do like you can in the Airbuses, many of them now. Request your flight plan. So we'll do it. And what it's doing is reaching out to SimBrief, pulling your latest operating flight plan, boink, ready, load, and crosswinds are in. All you got to do is click activate, execute. We're almost ready to go, folks.
Ground flight deck fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
All right, we'll get to that one moment there. Thank you for flying with Mike, and thanks for the go-go juice. All right, so you can see there's our departure, arrival, runway, planning 12, SEM AF 18, and our alternate destination is KSF. I go ahead and put it in there. And back to route. Okay, let's go to the perf. You're all going, well, it didn't load anything, did it? What? There's a request button. Did not see that, did you? And it's doing the same thing. Reaching out is going to take now all of this neat stuff we've learned. We load it. Voila. Only thing I got to put in is what is our reserve. We'll go over that in a second here. Now it says 41,000 is our highest we can go. We can go to 44,000. Well, we'll do it. 1, 2, 3, 40,000. All right. They're done. Here come the peeps. Hang on. So what I do here for the reserve, I guess it'd be a lot easier if I just brought Sim Toolkit up. Hang on. I'll show it to you real quick because it really it's how I think, and you know, I can already hear you. Oh my gosh. All right. From SimBrief. This is actually SimBrief, folks. I've actually got it associated to my Sim Toolkit and made it into a one-stop shop here for my flying. Really. I've got my nav graph. I've got my sky vector, free, US, and worldwide for airways and all, but chart-wise, only US. And then I got SimBrief and DATIS. DATIS is a program if you're going from, say, San Francisco, SFO, or even Oakland, you can pull up the METARs and look, or the ATIS, and look at them. Let's say you're going to Reagan, or Andrews won't have it, or Dulles. En route, you can actually be pulling it up and getting a situational awareness of what the weather is doing at your destination here in the United States. It does not work abroad. Don't know if they have plans for that. But here in the United States, if you travel from San Francisco, LA, Seattle, Portland, you pick it. Major airport to major airport, you can check it en route. Really a good tool to kind of get you ready for what could be coming. And of course, the VATSIM controller goes, no, the winds are like this, you fly my way. And that's what we have to do.
Boarding is now complete. Flight attendants prepare the cabins. Verify
All right, all 25 peeps are aboard, so let's go. So what I do here, folks, come down to preview briefing, show the details, and they're fully loaded, and kerclunk. Right. Come down to the fuel area. Okay, we got to make it to our destination, which is right here. We're not worried about that one. However, we have to make it from here to San Francisco. So that's 3,900 pounds of fuel. Drop the last two digits, 3, and put a decimal in between the 3 and the 9. 3.9 plus our, should be a 45, so plus, let's just call it 1.9 plus 1.2. I need my handy dandy calc. The numbers are blending together too much. I've been up all night. No, I haven't. I'm just kidding. All right, 3.9. At least this shift I wasn't. So we're going to run with a reserve of 7. What does that mean? Do you all know when you put that number in what that means? In the military world, and you guys in the military, correct me if I'm using the right term, that's your choker fuel. Meaning, okay, you've reached this number, you need to either head to your airport. If you're not going to get in there, you need to be going to your alternate. Bingo means you're really in trouble. So you better find a place to land. So that's how I take it. I could be using terms incorrectly. It's been a while since I've had to use the Joker and bingo terms. When I fly the commercial stuff here, and so if I hit to where I get below 7, I need to, if I can't get into Beale, head to my alternate. Seven. Okay, execute. I know, and it will say that sometimes, folks, and I'll explain here in a second. Actually, you'll see here. My release is 7.4. Okay. Okay, there we go. I like putting in my plan just to have the tabs go. I also do not know if this is correct information right here. I do know transition altitude is correct. 18,000 is the same all over the place. And this is that sim, if you remembered seeing it, cruise winds updated or something along those terms, that's where this went. All right. And I also am very remiss here, folks. Hang on. Forgot to start and get Top Cat ready. So we could do this next part. Okay, we're going to just do it together. So Top Cat. All right, pay where product, folks. But what it does is helps you with 737, 67, basically the PMDG, Level D, and a few other company payware aircraft, and getting your N1 limits for the Boeing, other aircraft, the V speeds, and so forth. So, all right. So real quick here, select our aircraft. All right, and then click weight balance. Okay. Like I said, folks, bear with me. I did not fill any of this in. Oop, not DAM. And alternate KSFO. All right, so we have 20 people. And we just need to get her up to 99. That's what it was, close to. I'm just trying to get her in the ballpark, folks. 99,944, that's pretty doggone close in the ballpark. Fuel, 17,399. I know just from past experience with this, 500 pounds of fuel for taxi. En route 9891. Again, all of that you can get from your sim brief. All right, you can see why we're getting it. It's right up against it, folks. All right, so from here, once you have this pretty close, now I don't care if it's 2 kids, 2 infants, it doesn't matter to me. As long as this is in the ballpark, we're close. Go to takeoff. We set runway 12. Do an update. And there you're going to get your winds. 270? For real? No. Okay, hang on. We do that again. When's this one updated from? 1728. This is pretty up to date. Wonder if they're doing a runway change. Wait, well, let me see. Where are we at speeds? 270. Okay, one last check with a D-ATIS. I don't think Tucson's on it, but you never know. Nope, they're not. So not going to get any help there to see what Tucson's running. All right, so we're now 270 and 5. That kind of changes things slightly, but not too much. So we got a tailwind of 4 knots, 3 knots. I'm going to go with the tailwind. We're going to go still. And we'll go wet. Believe it or not, in the desert, it's wet. And compute. All right, so here's what we're looking at, folks. A D rate of 53 degrees. So we'll put that in the select here in a moment. What that means is we're going to run at what we think is 100%, but the engines aren't going to be running at 100. They're going to be at about 86% on N1. And I always get blades, so I'm not even going to, I always get them wrong, which one's the N1. So we're going to run at 86% of that, and that'll still make us able to climb, take off, reach our cruise altitude. Takeoff 2, further D rate, so 53 now up there. And that's active now, and it's, again, it was doing some computations, so we're going to go with climb 2. Takeoff page. Just click your CG to get that put in. Now, here's where I get to give you all a little grief. A lot of you skip this page. All you had to do is click next page. PMDGers, you skip it too. Don't think I'm not singling you out anymore. And I can hear y'all go, well, it takes too much time to fill out. Really? Watch. 0 at 5. Boom. Slope. Now I'll give you this one. This is a little different, but I had a friend help me out. Up is U, down is D. Once we did that and I did this, wow, it worked. Except, you know what I forgot to do? U 0.8 slash heading on the runway 125. Again, Sim Toolkit will tell you that, folks. All right, and then here you go. Outside air temperature is 12, 53 degrees. Your acceleration. You can change these. I don't. But you can also go to wet. Then all you do is click next page. Put in your flap setting, of course, 1. As we all know, most of our takeoffs are flaps 1. All right, now let's look. Got it set for wet. Yep. So they're saying 125, 133, 136. This is geared more towards Microsoft than it is Laminar. Laminar is X-Plane. Microsoft's that other company. Look how close we are. 130, 133, 136. By the way, looking here, it's a 13,000 foot runway. Actually, almost 14. Click, click, click. I'm not going to worry that my V1 is off by 5 knots. Why? I have a lot of runway, folks. Now, if we were, say, 8,000 feet of runway, yeah, I might think about which speed would be better. Because V1, remember, folks, that's the speed. If you reach it and you reach it below it and you blow an engine or something that major that may prevent flight, you reject. Above it, you fly. That's a very critical speed. So that's why you weigh the options. A 13,000 foot runway, yeah, I'll go with 130 in a heartbeat. We go on a shorter runway, I might err on the lower number of the two. Everything else pretty much aired out just right. And then what I'll do is turn it off. And there you go, folks. That's the FMC. We're loaded. We got all the peeps aboard. They're mad at us because we're late. Let's get the APU on. All right, and we'll get through this here real quick. Just waiting to make sure the APU is going to fire up. There it goes. All right, we need to get our altimeter set, and it says 2998. And the nice thing, I was going to give you a compliment. Did you back off? You did. Okay. The nice thing is it'll set it here, here. Oop, I'll find it eventually. There we go. And here. All right, let's set our minimums. 400. That's the earliest you should turn unless you're in specific, you know, departures. Here, pretty much you should be able to go right like you need to. See, we're going to have to go out, swing around. I am going to get in here and change. Actually, I'm going to look. Okay, departure. Actually, we are scheduled for the DMA2 departure. That may have to change. Okay, I'm looking it up right now. Okay, Otuk. All right, so we're on the DMA. Let's switch runways. And we're going to have to real quick go back through, make sure everything's good, because we're going to go ahead and do the route. So we're now runway 30. Finish ref. Okay, everything looks good. Okay, we were set up for runway 12. I really don't expect much change. Okay, everything still looks the same. Take off 253. Actually, it wants 52 now. Okay. Flaps 1. All right, we're going to have to do U 0. Negative, 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 negative. Down. D 0.8 slash 305. runway heading. Well, that's not the heading, that's the winds. Next page, flaps 1, QRH on. All right, now, 126, 133, this is good. All right, so we had a slight change. We're ready to go. It happens, folks. APU should be on now, and it is. Okay, got her on the bleed. Head over here. All right. We should be ready to go. Few last minute checks. We did our altimeters. Get up here, get our APU bleed on so these people can stop feeling uncomfortable. AC/DC switch to APU. Flight directors on. Clear progress. All right, and here we go. Okay, so for the speed, let's put 146 in. What I do is V2 plus 10. 305. Initial climb out of here. Well, we got to be below 8,000. Let's just go all the way. Well, let's just see who's up still. All right, let me get filed in. Okay, as you can see, we're connected. And get my smart cars running to log the flight with Sim Air Force. And we're ready to go. Inside the box, welcome in. You are human. Okay, welcome in, sir. Welcome aboard. We sure... Whoa, 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 that's not right. Hang on. Welcome in. And what's your question? Come on, smart cars, fire up. There it goes. Create. Route. I'll get to the answer here in just a moment. Just get these last things put in. That doesn't look good. That's why. Gate. Gate and fly. All right, got everything up and running. We're ready to go. The question, when is Christmas? 2 days from now, day after tomorrow. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Hang on. I think I may have screwed up somewhere. Ooh. Wrong page. Holy crap. I would have swore. I'm sorry, folks, for the title. Would have swore I hit the done button. I must have done something. Thank you, sir, inside the box, catching that. My total bad. Like I said, I would have swore I hit that button. Gotta watch out for that loose nut behind the wheel. Get you every time. Whoa, what the heck is this thing doing? Let's see. Do a quick legs check here. Okay, I see what I gotta do. Alright, we're gonna amend our flight plan. Oh, so it does want you to bounce back to go. Wow! Alright, let me bring this in here. Okay. Let's do a quick departure brief since it changed. All right, here's charts. All right, so here we go, folks. We're going to be going 30 to Otuk, come back to Tucson, and then up to... That is the most bizarre departure. 310, back to Tucson, out 280. To be, and that's probably right here is my answer. Wow, or you're going to get vectored, one of the two. I think I'm just going to go, and we'll see what we do in flight. All right, so we're ready to go. 40, back that down. Okay, fuel flow. Minimums are set. Landing gear levers down. 3 green. Spoilers down. Flaps up. Parking brake set. And yaw dampers on. Here we go. Take a look outside the plane. Anything need to go? Just the chocks. Okay. Let's get those gone and we're ready to go.
Good morning, folks from the flight deck. Get your captain for the ride. It looks like it should be pretty good. So we're planning on a smooth ride. We'll get you there as soon as we can, and as safe as we can. We'll talk to you once we get airborne. Welcome over.
Okay, here we go. Alright, start this thing is real easy, folks. Push back, we're not pushing back, so we don't have to worry about that. Fuel pumps on. Anti-collision light on. Packs off. Whoops, not open. There we go. Turning number 2. 17 to 25, folks. Fuel on. Pressure coming up. Okay, start valves. Low oil's off. Start valve should be closing here in a moment. And waiting for a stable. Okay, looks like 2 good starts. Pressure lights out. Okay, let's finish it up now. Engines starts or generators on. Okay. System A and B on, our electrics. Okay, flaps going to takeoff. Auto brake RTO. And last but not least, okay, transponder on. Here we go. Start switches to continue. Okay. Break off. Coast Guard standing by for desert rescue. Don't know of many bodies of water near the Tucson area. I'm sure there are, don't get me wrong. It's just Always funny to see Coast Guard in the desert. All right, here we go, folks. Taxiing on down. All right, folks, I hope you all enjoy time off if you get any for Christmas, and a Merry Christmas to you all as we taxi out for runway 30. I hope. Yes. Now, ultimately, folks, just as we're taxiing here, you could take off from any of these spots. You just need to know how much to adjust your takeoff run. Everything default in here is going to be, and in the real one, to the actual runway available. However, say you want to come off here, you'll have to go into the FMC and adjust on that page you don't like how much runway you have, and then it'll adjust sorry for that yawn, folks. Adjust your V speeds accordingly, mainly V1. Now, out in the real world, down these taxiways and out into here, where you see that airplane way in the distance, back in there is where the graveyard is. The F4s are always ready on a minute's notice for the Mexicans coming across the border, trying to attack us. Doesn't happen, folks. Not even sure they have an Air Force. So, all right. And somewhere in here they have alert aircraft. I'm not sure where, but they actually do have alert aircraft here. I know they have the old Christmas tree stand here. And why it looks like a Christmas tree when you look at it, folks, and that's where the alert tankers, bombers would stand ready 24/7 back in the cold. Alright, let's do those final takeoff checks. Alright, we are switches continuous, auto brakes reject, turn off position, KTARA heading bug set, LNAV, VNAV buttons pushed. Here we go. Davis Motham traffic, Sim Air Force 18, departing 30. Gang bar down.
Flight attendants prepare for takeoff, please.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Rolling.
80 knots. E1. Rotate. Positive rate. $400. $1,000.
I set that. Keep forgetting we're going to 40. All right. Gear. Laps up. See how we got altitude wise. I think we're going to be good. Autopilot on. I think we are going to go direct. not sure why we're not engaging with the auto throttle. Gotta love it. Sometimes things get kinda squirrely here. Okay. Flaps are up, gears up. Okay, not 100%. Oh, sorry about that, folks. Should have it now. What the heck? I don't know why it won't load up. Oh well. I've wasted enough time here. Let's go standard, get back into flying the plane. Huh. It was that simple, folks. Hey, you know, we got to 27,000 feet. Kind of loud outside? Okay. Well, go tell the neighbors to, they tell you to be quiet there, Hawker. Why don't you tell them? Yeah, the clouds really do look good here, folks. That's one of the big things with X-Plane 12 that I really like, the clouds. I really, starting to look like we're... Okay. That's one of the things I really like. Now, there's some things with the weather engine me and Laminar could have some discussion with. But, you know, are they going to listen to me? Nah. But I'd love to at least get my 2 cents in. But I'm hoping now they address the performance issues that come up from time to time, especially getting into the bigger airports. So when they do begin upgrading the scenery itself even more, the hit won't be as hard. Who knows, though? We still may have to get a bigger computer. I mean, it is the way it goes. So, but you know, we've gone from a lot of problems when it first came out, which, you know what, folks, that's kind of what you should expect. Through beta, we pointed out a few things to them. They even actually came on board and saw a couple of the big problems, fixed them. Well, kind of, sort of fixed them. It's just one they won't fix. And Hawker alluded to it. Memphis. You gotta love the floating buildings. You know, they really do that in real life. It's a whole different world in Memphis. They'll even tell you that. Oh, I'm sure there's a few more too, Hawker. We've come across them. I mean, Skagway's still kind of... I have to go try and find some video or something to just see what that... Skagway, Alaska, folks, if you're not familiar, it's pretty much one of those one-way in, and the way you came in, you go out reciprocal. So if you come in, I don't know the headings, we'll just say on a heading of 090, you're going to leave 270. unless you're dadgum good at clearing mountains and big mountains. Well, on the way of what we did is we did a takeoff, and I mean just at about rotate, there is this, I'll call it, I'm exaggerating, but it's not far off, ski jump. Except you're not, it aims you into stall instead. It's bad. But it's still fun. Once you know it, drop all your flaps and then do it. But yeah, that was hilarious. Anchorage was a little screwed up too, but they've got that one worked out a lot better. So what we need to do is get back up to Anchorage and see how the how the ground effects are with the snow and ice. So, but anyway, finding taxiway edge lines for a center line is incorrect. That too. I mean, folks, you're never going to have a perfect sim match the world. Even that other sim can't even say that. They get closer, but not much. But let's be real. X-Plane 12 hasn't been around as long as the Microsoft lineage of products. Even with that 16-year gap, was it 16 years? 12-year gap. Whatever it was, huge, huge gap. They still aren't close to the lineage they've had. So they've had a lot of trial and error and a lot of, oh, that don't work. Oh, that definitely didn't work. Oh, that works kind of deals. So, but it's really come along, folks. And here's one of the big, big success stories. ZIBO. You get a I mean, it's beyond PMDG now, and still free. I just keep saying thank you, ZIBO. Just love it. So, all right. Now I know what's going to happen here. See how bad it is. Yep, I kind of figured that. All right. I'll move it down here. I knew as soon as I brought that in, it would be in the way. But it's really only for a couple of flights. And I truly do want to say Merry Christmas. But back to X-Plane, folks, it's well worth the money spent. I mean, almost half the price of what you're paying on the other side. And you get a rock-solid simulator. Not based on tables, based on physics. And great. Took me a while to come around. The problem with me coming around is I caught it at a time where things looked toyish, and now they've got developers, they've got great work going on. The aircraft look sometimes better, and I found this to be a better sim, and Hawker is the one to thank for that. Kept pushing and pushing me. So we are going to continue on up. We're just about there at 40,000 feet. I am going to restore. I don't like not being able to hear it. Let's do that. And let's do... see how that sounds. Much better. All right, so there you have it, folks. Now, this is actually inaccurate. The C-40 in the Air Force is actually a derivative of the Boeing 737-700, but actually not the Dash 700, but the BBJ, the business jet. So while it looks good, I like it, it is technically inaccurate. Now, the Poseidon. It is a 737. Now, as Hawker's told me, the Poseidon P8, Papa 8, the replacement for the P3s that did sub patrol, is a 737-800 platform, but with Dash 900 wings. I haven't confirmed that yet, but that's what I've been told by Hawker. And there's some, you know, when you go in and look at it, it's a pretty cool looking plane. I mean, you know, if y'all did know this, the P3 actually could drop torpedoes. That's what its mission was, sub-hunting. Well, you can't sub-hunt if you don't have torpedoes. I don't know if they carried depth charges, but they might have, or today's version of that. So, and the P8 does the same thing. And just amazing to watch. We get them all the time at the airport I work at. For some reason, they come up from Florida to play up here. Guess so they get a good cross-country run. They can play and do all of their instrument approaches without getting in trouble with ATC. And I am not flying in those planes to get them in trouble. But it's a neat plane to see. It's kind of different on the outside. You can definitely tell a 737 on it, but it's just different. So anyway, so there we are. We're getting ready to fly over Phoenix, or southwest of Phoenix, headed towards California. And we're going to get beeped here in a minute, so hang on a second. I'm going to get set up for them. 135, 550. Okay. Got that set up, and let's make sure everything looks good, that we'll be able to transmit. Okay, and let's check. Yeah, we're getting real close. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not ready to call us up. My problem with flying the West Coast, folks, is everybody flies the West and the East Coasts. And it gets very tough to talk to the controller. Real world folks, they actually have all of those different frequencies they hand them off to lower the volume on the controllers. It's not easy controlling these airspaces. I'm going to give them that. And if FATSIM really wanted to be as real can be, but you wouldn't man center. Make them go down, but because they want to man and control where all the airliners are, you know, it is what it is. And I see Hawker put some information up about the Poseidon. Y'all can check it out on your own. Like I said, I've never gone up to a pilot and asked them. Oh, they never park on our side. So, pretty tough. Hang on a second, folks. My wife's little computer machine going off. I don't want to say the name. Otherwise, I'm going to tell it where to go. So, but anyway, folks, we're on our way, and estimating Beale Air Force Base, north and slightly west of Sacramento. All right. Got some traffic off here at about 40 to 50 miles. We have weather turned on. Come back into the middle. Turn on terrain over here since we are flying over terrain. Well, I know it's the 737-800. That I can easily tell, but can't tell the wings. So I've never seen a 900. So now I will tell you something fun that I have seen. Back when I was for a short stint on the railroad, working conductor out in well, between Wichita and Seattle, you would every now and then see the Boeing train, and what it had were the 737 fuselages on it. That was pretty cool to see. I've seen 900 wings on 450 different planes. I haven't seen a 900 yet out at the airport. Yeah, it's a neat train to see, folks. It's one I would love to be in Wichita, where they assemble the train up with the fuselage on it, and then be in Seattle when it comes into Boeing, and they take it off and slap wings on it, a tail, and call it a plane. No. I'm sure there's a couple more pieces in it than just that. Oh yeah, and a couple of engines. So it's really a neat thing they do. And like I said, they came right through our yard in, well, that makes sense. It's a Santa Fe train, but right through where I was working out in Alliance, Nebraska. All right, folks, I am going to get some more coffee, and I will be right back. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot about them. Thank you, sir. What do we got? 35550. Hang on a second.
Los Angeles Center, how are you doing? Line Chile 602 Heavy, flight level 380.
Chile 602 Heavy, Los Angeles Center. You didn't file your aircraft type and equipment suffix in your flight plan. Squawk 5113 and let me know your aircraft type.
Squawk 5113, and we're on a Boeing 789, and we're airline capable and stuff. Line Chile 602.
Chile 602, copy, thank you, and good morning. Haven't seen you in a while.
Good morning, Ben. It's been a while.
Center Sim Air Force 18, flight level 40.
018, Los Angeles Center, squawk 0712.
0712, Sim Air Force 18. And Center Sim Air Force 18, could you repeat that code? I was silly and my pen wasn't writing.
No problems. It's 0712.
0712, Sim Air Force 18.
Hello Center, good afternoon to you. Walker 2269er, spot number 9, ready to taxi runway 26 right, Las Vegas.
Walker 2269, Los Angeles Center, give way to the Southwest Boeing 737, taxiing east on Charlie. Follow him out, runway 26 right, via Charlie.
At the Southwest, taxi out to the runway 26 right, confirm taxiways please.
Taxiway Charlie.
Taxiway Charlie 2269er.
Sierra's current.
Los Angeles Center, good morning, this is Southwest 206, over Charlie, requesting taxi to 26 right, Las Vegas.
South 206, 26 right, taxi via Charlie. And there's a Airbus 320 that's just to your, about your 10 o'clock, who's waiting for you to start moving. Will you be able to move at this time?
Yes, sir, no problem with that, Southwest 206.
That's South 206, go ahead and taxi 26 right via Charlie, information Sierra current.
Taxi to 26 right via Charlie, Southwest 206, thank you.
Land Chile 602 radar, contact descent OLA 2, arrival LA altimeter 3005.
Descent OLA 2, arrival 3005, land Chile 602, thanks. Hello Center, good morning, Gary. I wonder if we can get an average knock up here, 0.79.
4 for 13,000, 13,000.
Canada 559, Los Angeles Center, good morning, climb maintain level 360.
Level 360 or Canada 559er?
American 273, where you call?
Just wondering if we can get max Mach 0.79.
American 273, that's approved.
79, American 273.
367, Mike Bravo, Lima Airspace Northeast, radar service terminated, frequency change approved. Denver Center's offline, switch to advisory 122.8, you have a good flight.
Always advisory, thanks for help, Sandback, Bravo's here.
Solid 742, climb maintain level 310.
I maintain level 310, Southwest 742.
248, Foxtrot Lima descend, Lucky 1, arrival Limburg altimeter is 3007.
Descending the Lucky 1, copy altimeter, Q3 Foxtrot Lima.
Oh, we got a nasty headwind.
746 Alpha Bravo, do you copy?
And Center Walker 79, we're back.
709, copy, thank you. Bearing 273, descend rounders 2 arrival. 26 left transition, information CR current.
Rounders 2 arrival, 26 left, American 273, with information 0.
Horse 18, radar contact 50 miles east of the Palm Springs VOR. Maintain flight level 400. Horse 18, copy.
Gotta love it, folks. Had to make a new batch of coffee, just got finished. So, what'd I miss? SoCal approach is up. That's weird. SoCal approach is up, and so is Los Angeles South departure. But that's all the same thing. Oh, it gets weird. It's the left coast. I get it. And Sim Air Force will maintain flight level 400.
Center Horse 18, Los Angeles Center, do you hear me? Sim Air Force 18, Los Angeles Center.
Sim Air Force 18 copies.
Okay, yeah, I tried to call you a couple times and you didn't respond. I just wanted to make sure that my microphone was working. Thanks.
Now I made a quick dash for much needed coffee.
Oh, I understand that. No worries.
Satellite Center, Southwest 206, calling point runway 26 right.
So we are just there's
South
Palm,
206,
there's
wind calm,
Palm
runway
Springs,
26 right, clear for takeoff.
down below the clouds there.
For takeoff, runway 26 right, Southwest 206.
Oscar
According to the
2269, runway
chronogram
26 right, line of Boeing, caution jet blast, Boeing
1 hour
737 is rolling.
Right, line up of white from way 26 right, walking your train to 1600 behind the parking traffic.
Nice shot out over the nose. Now that was one weird thing. I don't know if we have any ZIBO folks on here that work on the development team. When I went after installing it and all of that good stuff, you know, you have to do for ZIBO, all of my views were slightly out of whack. So I don't know what all changed in the files. Just kind of weird, but it didn't take much to fix things. It was just kind of weird. But I'm just not sure all that you fixed, and some of it I don't even know how to use, so I probably will never use it. But it's cool what you guys have done. Or I use it and I don't know it. Which is always the best kind of stuff, folks. Alright, we are on our way on this final stream before Christmas. Hope y'all are ready. day and a half away.
Red Chili 602, contact SoCal approach 124.3. It was good seeing you. Take care. Correction, 128.05.
All right, 128.05. Land Chica 602. Hope to see you again. Thank you. See ya.
So, and like I said, now folks, I don't have any, or do not have any scheduled streams between now and days after New Year's. We'll be posting that schedule here soon. I don't want to post it too soon and go, you know, I could do this, and I've already set up for that. So I want to make sure what I'm going to set up
contacts
are good to use. And I will take suggestions, folks. We've gone through all but
206, altitude checks. Claim
the
unrestricted.
last time
level
I
190.
oh wait, I got two to go to still.
Up to fly level 190, Southwest 206.
Walker 2269, wind calm, runway 26 right, full length, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 26 right, Walker 2269.
Yeah, I'm getting a little turbulent here. That's a good time to say, passengers, try walking.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, we've reached our cruising altitude. Looks like we are anticipating on time arrival.
United 2649, level 360, just over Grand Canyon.
Turn off the seatbelt this time. Just remember, if you are in your seats, keep your seatbelts fastened in case we do experience any unexpected turbulence with the flight. And the same thing we can do to make your ride to let a member of the crew know.
Yeah, 2649, Los Angeles Center, radar contact, maintains level 360.
Okay, 360, United 2649.
I'm going to tell you right there, folks, look really good. That looks pretty doggone good to me. Let alone the clouds.
48 Foxtrot Lima, contact SoCal approach 128.05. 128.05, 48 Foxtrot Lima.
That's our good morning at 1252, 10.4 for 13,000.
Alright, let's see who's in our neighborhood.
At 1252 Los Angeles Center, climb maintain level 310. 310, United 1252.
Alright folks, well I am going to kind of sit back, kind of wait on ATC. I'm going to get some music rolling here. And I wish I could find some good compliant music that doesn't have copyright violations for our flight here. But I can't ever find it for Christmas. Otherwise we'd have Christmas tunes running. So sorry for that. But I hope you enjoy what we run.
Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.
Center 346 Heavy, climbing 10,000 to 15,000. Green 486 Los Angeles Center, good morning, climb maintain level 340. 340, 46 Heavy.
All right, always hard. Sometimes I don't get why it sounds the way it does. Not using really any high-tech stuff here, so I'm sure that has a lot to do with the sound of it. But folks, we're just gonna kind of kick back, relax. We're showing 53 minutes per the Sim Toolkit, and I just saw something come up 1 hour, that was 10 minutes ago. So yeah, that's about right, 53 minutes. Current weather at Beale.
Requesting further climb, Walker 2269.
Water 2269, climb maintain level 280.
At level 280, Walker 2269. LA Center, Southwest 742, we are just reached our top descent.
Southwest 742, descend to maintain flight level 290. Leaving my airspace, east radar service terminated. Frequency change approved. Albuquerque Center is offline. You can switch to advisory 122.8. See you later.
We're going to start the descent and over to Unicom 122.8 for Southwest 742 at the Alders.
2, Southwest 206, climb maintain level 280.
Climb into flight level 280, Southwest 206, thank you. And it's Blue 4063, out of 11,000 for 13,000.
1463 Los Angeles Center, good morning, climb maintain level 390.
Up to 390, Blue 4063, good morning.
Carrier only, check your mic that it's not muted. Canada 559, leave my airspace north, radar service terminated, frequency change approved. Oakland Center's offline, switch to advisory 122.8.
Roger that, 22.8 for Canada 559, good day, sir, thank you. LAX Center, Spirit Wings 3035 with you, 380, 17 nautical miles south of Boulder City.
Fairway 3035, Los Angeles Center, good morning. Squawk 7634 and ident.
7634 ident, Spirit Wings 3035. LA 2319 requesting clearance to Los Angeles.
At 2319, Los Angeles is in West Ops now. Can you accept the Angel 4 arrival?
Yeah, we can do that, but that failed actually, so yeah, we'll accept the Angel 4.
Yeah, I mean, all day yesterday and the day before it was east off, so Big Bear 3 would have been correct, but stand by.
Alright folks, just getting some things squared away here. Kind of put this stream together rather quickly.
19 for departure credit set.
Trying to figure some things out. Some toolkits stop working. Oh.
Los Angeles Phoenix 1454 is climbing 1,800 for 13,000.
Reach 1454, Los Angeles Center, good morning. Climb maintain level 280.
So there's what we're dealing with here in about 50 minutes or so. Calm winds, 10 miles visibility, clear skies. Oh, I'm sorry, we got a few clouds to mess us up at 1,400 feet. But overall, a beautiful ride into Northern California, so central to Northern California. All right, so we're beginning our turn finally towards the north. Basically what we did is just skirted around the China Lake, like I said in the pre-brief, around China Lake, Edwards Air Force Base, big training area they have. So we're scooting around it. Sorry, not Area 51.
GTR flash.
Radar contact 30 miles south of the Boulder VOR. Descend Angel 4, arrival Ontario, altimeter 3005.
Alright, so what I'm going to do while we got the time, he may switch us to Unicom.
Angel 4, arrival, altimeter 3005 for Ontario, 3035.
That was 206. Descend Angel 4, arrival Ontario, altimeter 3005.
Alright, I was just looking to see, we got a little bit of
Angel 4, arrival and altimeter 3005, Southwest 206.
Marker 2269, descend Angel 4, arrival Ontario, altimeter 3005.
Alright, so let's look at this arrival. Today we'll use Sim Toolkit. Right, you can see what we have left here. Hopefully by Avenue we're through the charts.
346 Alpha Bravo, contact SoCal approach 128.05.
So we start looking at about Avenue to leave his airspace. Alright, so we're coming into runway 33. Let's go ahead, select it.
1988, Area Oceanic Airspace, radar service terminated, frequency change approved. San Francisco radio's offline, squawk 2000, have a good flight. Air Canada 559, leave airspace north, radar service terminated, frequency change approved, Oakland Center offline, switch to advisory run to 2.8.
Okay.
United 2649, descend Angel 4,
Second
arrival
there, I
Ontario,
thought he
altimeter
talked to me.
3005.
Alright, so I figured out what we're going to fly, the ILS into here. There are no arrivals, folks, as you can see over here. Gives you a quick synopsis. Here's our weather. It's 33 minutes old, 260 at 4, 10 miles clear. What we got over there was...
Sorry, Los Angeles Center, Southwest 1659 at Las
this is
Vegas,
over an
squawk
hour
11, ready to
that
touch.
came that way. So this is the current weather.
26 right, taxi via Charlie, Sierra Current.
So we'll plan the 3-3 approach.
Via Charlie, 26 right, Subway,
So
1659.
we're going to plan to be at Zutuk, 3,200 feet. Zegsa at 1,700 feet on the glide slope at that point. Up here at the top, these are your frequencies, folks. Let me click hide. Make it a little easier to see. So your frequencies across the top, we'll have to set 109.5.
Walker 709, what's your Mach number?
0.78, Walker 709.
Walker 709, slow to Mach 0.75.
Mach 0.75, Walker 709. We're about to start our descent here in about probably 20 miles.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and slow to Mach 0.75 till you indicate airspeed's 280 knots, then continue to descend at 280 knots.
So
Hold
anyway,
0.75
localizer
till
109.5, final approach
280, Walker
325, Zegso 1,700 feet. We talked about that. And our decision height
Rear wings 30, 35, what's your Mach
200,
number?
ceiling 200 feet. We don't have a ceiling, so we don't have to worry about it.
Mach 78.
And
Rear wings 30, 35, slow to Mach
we'll climb
0.75 down to
straight up
indicated 280 knots, then continue
3,600
to
feet
descend
to
at 280
Abbott
knots.
and
Alright, going down at Mach 75 till 280, then continue down 280 knots. That's really exciting.
here's what it looks like, folks. Zutuk,
American 273 at Bourbon, clear to LS 26
Zegso,
left approach.
Saplings.
Clear LS 26 left approach Bourbon, American 273.
Once again, the descent profile. They're saying this plane will probably be right around 140, 150 on the approach, so about 800-ish feet per minute. We have an ALSIF 1 approach lights. Pappy won't be seeing the lights. And then there's the missed approach again. Next up and finally,
And LA Center, good afternoon.
we're looking
UPS
at,
11 Heavy,
again,
Ontario,
the
short of
bold
Yankee
is
Sierra,
MSL. I didn't
taxi
really
and
point that out
26
before.
right, sir.
This is what your
UPS 11,
altimeter
you said you're at Ontario, correct?
Ontario,
the
UPS right,
AGL
Yankee.
is 200
Okay,
feet
contact
above
SoCal on
ground level.
128.05.
So as long as you're sealing, and ceilings are
Or it's
defined
in the air.
broken or overcast, and I may have to turn him down. They're what determines your ceiling. As long as they're above 200 feet, you're good. If they're below, we may have to look for a different type of approach or go to our alternate. Visibility, half mile. If they're reporting an RVR, we can get 24, and then we're legal. Okay? And then if we lose approach lights and so forth, you got this. Once on the ground, got a 12,000 foot.
Spirit Wings 327
run.
would be off level
We got Charlie probably where we'll get off, maybe Delta.
Freeway 327 Los
And we'll
Angeles
head
Center, good
towards
morning. Climb and
passenger
maintain level
terminal, so
290,
somewhere
proceed
right
on
around
course.
here. Worst case over here.
327 and we'll keep flying on course.
Okay. And let me reset. All right, so there we have the charts. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Sim Toolkit. Let's start planning our speeds. BAB runway 33. I'm going to go ahead and set us to 30. Dry, wind 2. 260 at 4. Temperature, I don't remember that. $12. $10.19. Let's try it. That would be 30 decimal 10. Oh, good, it took it. All right, and we'll come down this end. Air conditioning, auto, Anti-icing brakes, minimum we'll do 3, and the rest we can't mess with. All right, landing speed. That you can pull from Sim Toolkit, in our case 106.9. WKLT, Cincinnati. Oh, sorry, folks.
Air 46, Los Angeles Air, say again.
We're just wondering if we can get level 380 for optimal.
Korean 456 Heavy, climb maintain for level 380.
380, Korean 46 Heavy.
And as you can tell, our ref is 131, actually -5, puts it
Runway 664 checking in from the east. Level 340.
We're set to go in. Looks like
6624, Los Angeles Center, good morning. Squawk
because of how light we are, we're not
1567
going to eat up a
tonight.
lot of runway. All right, so here we go. Avano.
Reality Center, United 2319's coming up on spot 7 Alpha for 26 right.
United 2319, 26 right, taxi via Charlie.
Via Charlie to 26 right, United 2319.
Los Angeles, good morning. Qatar 880 with you, 370 inbound Burger.
KBAB 880, Los Angeles Center, good morning. Squawk 1106 tonight.
Booking 1106, Qatar 880.
6624, radar contact 35 miles
75
east
miles from now,
of the
folks,
Needles
we'll get handed
VOR.
off.
Descend Hollywood 1
Don't
arrival.
think we have
on
another
carrier
center,
altimeter
so we're good.
3005.
Roger, Wilson, Hollywood on arrival. Copy altimeter, Southwest.
All right, so there's your arrival brief, folks. We've gone through our charts and our speeds. The only thing I need to do is come down here to the FMC and verify legs. Need to put in our arrival. Is that Yankee? Oh, I didn't save it.
South 206, contact SoCal approach 128.05. Let them know your indicated airspeed upon check on.
Contact SoCal approach on 128.05. Need to carry to AC Southwest 206.
Southwest 1659, ready to go at runway 26 right. Las Vegas.
74 miles.
1659, wind variable 3, 26 right, clear for takeoff. Takeoff Southwest
All
1659.
right, folks, we'll just kind of kick back
Cafe
the
880,
lights.
radar
We're all
contact 24
programmed in
miles.
for arrival.
Northwest of the Avenal VOR.
Be talking to you here shortly. Enjoy the run in.
Maintain
And,
flight level
We'll see
370.
what we can get into. What's sitting next to us, folks, this is the camera, just to kind of orientate you. Door to the to where we're at, the cockpit, lavatory. That is the door where the galley hooks in. That's the door the people come in.
Have a H copy.
I can see. Call me, did he?
Go ahead, Qatar 880.
Have a 880. Actually, descend. Do you have the Iron Man 2 arrival on board?
A1.
Alright, Cafe 880. Descend and maintain flight level 250. And when you get the arrival in place, descend via the Iron Man 2 arrival.
Descend flight level 250 and when ready on Ironman to descend by the star, Qatar 880.
American 456 Heavy, leaving airspace north, radar service terminated. Frequency change is approved. Oakland Center offline. Switch to advisory 122.8.
Advisory, Air 456.
2733 mile final.
American 273, wind variable at 326 left, clear to land, traffic rolling.
26 left, clear to land, American 273.
And Saturday night, 2319's coming up on 26 right.
And 2319, 26 right, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, 26 right, 2319. Yeah, this is Jumper 146, as you mentioned, that's over there to go.
Okay, 40 miles now roughly to Avenal. AVE, VOR.
1463, Lima airspace south, switch to advisory, 122.8, see you later.
So there's Jumper 146 today.
At 1252, cross the Skull intersection at and maintain level 250. Water 2269, contact SoCal approach 128.05.
128.05, Walker 2269, thank you, bye.
Alright, let them know your indicated airspeed on when you check on.
Do it, thank you.
Walker 709er, contact SoCal approach 128.05, let them know your indicated airspeed upon check on.
Over to approach, Walker 709, see ya. American 273 off at Alpha 6, taxi Terminal 1 Delta Gates.
We got 273, roll across 26 right on Alpha 6, taxi to your gate, monitor my frequency. Traffic is holding at the end of 26 right.
26 right at Alpha 6 and into the ramp, monitor your frequency, American 273, thanks for that today.
Spirit Wings 1454, leaving my airspace north, radar service terminated, frequency change approved, Oakland Center's offline, switch to advisory 122.8.
Switching, thanks. Have a good one, Spirit Wings 1454.
You too, take off.
LA, good afternoon again. UPS 11 Heavy, flight level 130.
PS 11 Heavy, Los Angeles Center, welcome back. Climb maintain flight level 380.
It cleared all the way to 380, UPS 11 Heavy, thanks.
Air Force 18, Lima airspace north, radar service terminated, frequency change approved. Oakland Center's offline, switch to advisory 122.8.
Sim Air Force, oops, to the right screen. Sim Air Force 18 copies, 122.8. Have a great day. Merry Christmas.
You too, Merry Christmas, take care. United 2319, wind variable at 326.
All right, folks, we are off and getting a breather from ATC and our ears being, saturated like that. I know some of you like it. It gets a little old sometimes. I'm going to take my last break. You can see top of descent lurking right up here. That's about, 40, 80, about 120 miles away. Let's see if I'm right. Not bad, 130. We'll be right back. Alright folks, we're back with you. As we're heading up towards Lindell and then into Beale. So currently we are in where we control the airspace, if you will. I just need to get my heading squared away. There we go. And off we go. Let's take a look outside. All right, folks. Again, I want to thank you for taking. You got a jet? What? Hawker has a jet? Oh, got it. All right, dude. Hey, you have a Merry Christmas. We'll catch you. We'll catch you on the next surprise stream if we have one next week. Otherwise, we'll see you next year. But thanks for being a part of Flying with Mike. All right, we're going to go ahead and silence up the music so I don't forget it here. Oh, we thought we did, but we didn't. We'll give it that 2 minutes, 50 seconds, and then we'll pause it. But, folks, we are getting close. Stockton has their approach up. I don't see yet anything here in the Beale area. All right, so let's get ready. We've already done our approach brief. What we will do is a refresh real quick from charts. It's a little tougher to see up there because we've kept it so that a lot of the approach could be kept visible. All right. So let's check it out here. We're going to be going Lindell, direct runway 33. Now, top of descent is less than 80 miles away, so let's get our checklist pulled and start getting set up. All right, let's check. Center tanks aren't even empty yet. Did I even use center tank fuel? Oh, helps to turn them on. Get that emptied out. Okay, autopilot FMC checks descent altitude. Let's get that set, 3,200 feet. All right, and we are ready to come down. Now, what we'll do here, folks, as we get within, say, 20 miles, here, let me just kind of switch views here. We're going to click altitude intervention. That's one of a couple of ways you can do this. You can click this button. You can come down here, click descent, descend now. A quick note looking at this page. See the word forecast here? If you click that, you can set your transition level. I saw a lot of people not realizing that's where it hides. It's right there on your descent page, and it's most Boeings that way. One other thing we can do is our descent wind request. Personally, I thought it would fill this in, but it doesn't. All it did was adjust our speeds within our, but I really thought it would fill this in, and it doesn't. So, oh, what's going on with engine 1? Or engine 2? All of a sudden wound up like that. I'm like, what the heck's wrong with it? Okay, no overheats, no... All right, I'm going to get back here to legs. All right, so there we go. We're set with our descent altitude set. You can go here. You can go descent. Click descend now. Ultimately, you could just click VS, start your descent, and you should be able to change by level change. I don't know if that would work, but in theory, it should. And we're in a lot of cloudiness. All right, real quick, look at the charts here. While we're waiting to get within about 20 or so miles. Real quick, we're landing on the ILS Yankee for runway 33. Our game plan is go to Zutuk, Zegsa, and then just continue in. Zegsa at 1,700 feet, 3,200 feet at Zutuk. ILS is 1095. Let me pull that up. We'll get that set. All right, folks, and you see this is a little different than you're used to. Okay, this is your normal active top standby down here. So there's our active and standby. Let me just see if we're going to overfly anything. Yeah, we are obviously one. $114.8. All right, there we go. So I have Lindell in here. I actually could have put Avenal in here. I think I might. Avenal is, there you are, 117.1. Yeah, it looks complicated, but it really isn't. All right. All right, there you go, folks. We're set up, and then we'll set as we get closer. We'll set our ILS up by just going active with those frequencies and 325 in the windows. Okay, So we are set up for our arrival. Top of descent is about 20 miles out, and gonna kill that music as we prepare for descent. We're within 20 or 26 miles out, so we're getting real close. I'm going to go ahead and drop our range. Okay, and we're about ready to start descent. Brakes will be set to 3. And we are ready to go. Again, thanks for taking some time out today from the busyness of Christmas. And hope you all have a Merry Christmas. For now, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that map. All right, folks, so here we go. Hope you all have a wonderful Christmas. Unfortunately, I have to actually work the day, so a little bit tomorrow, a little bit on the day after for me. But overall, oh, looking forward to celebrating the birth of Jesus. Okay, I am going to go ahead and get set here. We're 12 miles out. Okay, again, I'm just going to click intervention. Folks, you see that? And we're looking good for our descent. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and run a little bit of music in the background. As we continue to descend to 3,200 feet.
Please prepare the cabin for landing.
All right, folks. As you can tell, we're getting close to landing. 9,000 feet. We are 16 miles out. Speed brakes off. Auto brake set. Okay, so let's get ready to land. Again, thanks for taking some of your valuable time here at Christmas, spending it with us as we bring it in here to Beale Air Force Base. It looks like we're starting to pick up some signs of the localizer and glide slope. Okay. Get the minimums are set a little high. Hang on a second. All right, we are direct for Zutug and then in on the approach. Okay. For the ILS, we just need nav 1. Nav 2 is set, but we're not going to go for the ILS on it. We should be able to see the airfield. 2, pilot, first officer, ILS course is set. ILS course. Course is 325. Okay. It's like it's almost a straight in approach. Localizer's on. Flaps 5. Approach set. And we just got to get down through the haze so I can see the runway. Beale traffic, Sim Air Force 18, initial 433. Okay, let's arm up the speed brakes. 28, flaps 30. Okay. Do not have a runway. It's, oh wait, yes I do have the runway. It's right up here, folks. We are on glide path. Flaps full, brakes set, lights on, and speed brake, flaps 30 and 30. Okay, plane's mine. Low throttle disconnected. All right, we are coming in, folks. And Beale traffic, Sim Air Force 18, approximately 5 mile final, 3-3, full stop. And we're stable, we'll be landing. Again, folks, thanks for your time today on this day and a half before Christmas.
Thousand feet, stabilized, Mr. Approach altitude set.
Okay, we're landing. Runway appears clear. $700. $500.
500. 400. 300. Approaching minimums. 200 minimum.
Landing.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Knots. All right, we'll come off at Delta here, folks. Beale traffic, Sim Air Force 18 clear of 33. At Charlie. All right, we need to go basically straight ahead. All right, real quick cleanup. Wish they had a gang bar to put them up. And all right, let's head to base ops, shall we? They're gonna be over in that general vicinity. Let's go up here to hotel. And again, folks, this is where the U2 flies. Now TR1. So okay, after landing checks, speed brakes, flaps, probe heats off, tape trim 4. All right, tape trim 4. All right. All right, parking brake set. All right, so position lights, APU, stape trim. APU's on and available, going to it. And fasten your seatbelt sign, can come off. And there you have it, folks. Welcome to Beale Air Force Base. Hope you enjoyed the flight. It was a good run. We had some ATC along the way. And let's see how we did on this flight. First off, I'm going to close out my flight with Sim Air Force. That looks pretty good. Let's see here. Finish. All right, let me see how it turned out. "290 feet a minute" they recorded us at. All right, that's pretty good in my book. Let's see how Sim Toolkit chalks us up at here. All right, 176 feet a minute. Let's finish the flight off. All right, and here we go. Let's check it out. Here's the routing we did. Pretty decent. And details. Start getting into the nitty-gritty. 2-hour, 9-minute flight, 660 miles. We burned 4,200 kilos. 1.3 on the G's on landing, so a nice kiss of the runway, and 176 feet a minute. That's not bad, folks. All right, real quick here, orientate on the runway. Here's runway 33. This white line back here is the threshold. From here forwards where you're supposed to land. It's a sim world, folks. So you decide. Each of the hash marks are 500 feet. We landed 1,600 feet down the runway, right on the center line. Like I said, I'll take this landing any day, folks. This was a really good landing. Like I said, every 500 feet. So it gives you an idea how far down. 3,000 feet is here, so that's your landing zone. Now, if you start seeing these at the other end and you're over 100 knots, yeah, you might be finding some breaks. That's why I like Sim Toolkit. You can see the metrics over here and up here, and then visualize where the landing was. And then X-Plane takes it a step further by allowing you to replay the landings. And the flight. I mean, you could literally go back to Davis-Monthan, rewind it, and fly it again. You can do that in the other sim. You just have to download a product, install it, and then when you fire up your sim and fly, when you get to the point where you want to replay the flight, you turn it on then. Here, it's already done for you. All right, let me get some things turned off here. Mainly just, well, one has to be turned off. I'll explain that in a second. The other, I just like to, let me just see something here. Yeah, it already, by the way, has us opened up and unloading. I haven't touched the thing, folks. See where it is. Everything's zeroed out. I mean, sorry, folks. That sure beats a lot of things on ZIBO. Or on PMDG. All right, so we should. Yep, we're ready to do it. All right, and okay, so make sure now if you don't disconnect from your client, it'll do it for you. I like to do it myself, and then try to weed out for mine because I have a little bit of a lower end computer. Not much. I mean, it's still a high end computer. It still sometimes gets a little touchy. All right, let's give it a try. Rolling the die, and let's see, toggle replay. Start from here. That looks like a good point to start from. Here we go, folks. Wow, what a landing. Let's take a look at it from a couple of angles. Okay, get your cameras out, folks. Screenshot time. See how it looked here. I don't know about you folks. That's a really good looking landing. Really good looking scenery here for an Air Force base that usually Microsoft forgets to think there's airports there for. One more look from the plane. Really good landing. Now this view sometimes gets a little tricky at Air Force bases. You see if it works. The tower. Nope. Well, we'll get to watch it this way. Wow, what a way to end it. Look at that landing. Folks, that was a good landing. I want to say thank you to you all for being out here on Christmas again. I know I've said that quite a bit here, especially in the last few minutes, but I really do mean it. I mean, today is a busy day for a lot of people, and that you spend time with us means a lot. So thank you so much, and a very Merry Christmas to you. Folks, I really hope you keep the reason for the season deep in your heart. Next to you, always written in there, the reason for the season is Jesus Christ. And if you don't believe me, what's the first 5 letters in Christmas? So keep Jesus. Jesus is why we are celebrating this. Hope you all have a great day. Folks, we're going to leave it here. Let me take a look, see if there's anyone we can raid with. Turn this down a little. Bet you're having a hard time hearing me. But I do thank you. And as we head out of here, I'm going to go back to spot. I just, again, want to say Merry Christmas to you all. Sorry about that, folks. Getting the plane all set up here real quick. And I truly hope you have a great day Monday. And again, don't forget the reason for the season. God bless you all. Have a great Christmas, New Year. We don't get to see you before then. And we'll hope to fire another stream like this up next week. God bless you all. Merry Christmas. We'll see you then.